Good morning. It's good to see you. I hope you've been doing well the past few days. Come on with us to John chapter 4 today. I want to talk about a single verse, or maybe a couple, in the account of the Lord being at Jacob's well. Hopefully you're somewhat familiar with the account where he talks with a Samaritan woman, the disciples. They've gone into town to buy food. Yeah, of course, the Lord has that conversation with the woman, and then the disciples return. Verse 31, it says, his disciples urged him, saying, Rabbi, eat. Verse 32, though, is the verse. He said to them, I have food to eat of which you do not know. And therefore the disciples said to one another, has anyone brought him anything to eat? Jesus said to them, my food is to do the will of him who sent me and to finish his work. Of course, he's talking about spiritual food. He's not talking about physical food. But I want to talk about, why does a man eat? And what you'll understand is how we should view doing the will of the Lord. He says, my food is to do the will of him who sent me. That was his, that is what he consumed, if you will. Why does a man eat? Let's just consider a few things, and these aren't original with me. Came across a fella's notes. But one reason that a man eats is just because he enjoys eating. And there's nothing wrong with that. A person enjoys the fruit of their labor. To just look at that phrase, there's nothing wrong with enjoying food. Of course, to a point, you enjoy the company that you eat with. It brings a smile to your face when you enjoy a meal. But another reason that a fella eats is because it satisfies his desire. You know, we've been in those situations. You know, your stomach starts rumbling, and you hunger. You get hungry. You get thirsty. Think about Jesus. There he was earlier in the chapter, and he sits down at Jacob's well. Why does he sit there at Jacob's well? It's because he was wearied from his journey. He was thirsty. Why did they go and buy food? They were hungry. Why does a man eat? It's because it satisfies that desire. Okay? A third reason, though, that we might consider, of course, is that it refreshes us. It nourishes us. It is what allows us to go on. Namely, it's what gives us energy. It's literally, we eat, we consume calories, we expend calories. Calories in, calories out. But I want you to think about the difference. I want you to think about physical food, what it's like. There you are, and with physical food, it's of course, it's a cycle. You have food in, and you have work out. Thinking about energy. Put it in those terms, energy. You have energy in, and you have energy out. You eat food so that you can continue on. And you have that constant cycle of back and forth, up and down. Well, what happens if the food actually is the work? Because that's what the Lord says. My food is to do the will of him who sent me. The food is the work. So spiritually speaking, is it that constant up and down, or is it actually just continual growth? You might think about it. Hope you enjoyed this study today. God bless you. Be a blessing to others. Hope to see you tomorrow morning.